we're back with another one here. If you watched the last video, we did the same test all with a Carlson Cremator long range. So now we're going to run the Impala Plus. This is a Jebs high voltage in 690 constriction. We're going to be shooting the same Migra loads out of it. So the first one up is going to be a Migra 1.3 load. This is going to be interesting because me and Jake both have shot the Carlson Cremator long range pretty much exclusively. So I switched to a Jebs this year just to kind of see what happens. So it's going to be, this will be a good test. So first one up, Migra 1-3s. 40 yards, by the way. This is all 40 yards. All right, guys. Well, I got to say I was impressed with the Migras out of the Carlson Cremator long range, but holy this is pretty impressive. Like way more impressive than I thought the difference between these chokes were going to be. We counted 63 pellets on this paper of 1-3 out of this gun. So, like I said, Impala Plus, Jebs high voltage, 690 constriction, and they do make this in 2 tighter constrictions, I believe. I just ran with this because we're typically shooting bigger shot for geese, but check this out. So once again, this is at 40 yards, and I mean 63 on paper is pretty damn impressive. So next up is gonna be 2s and BBs. That'll be a good test. All right, guys, same combo, different shell. This is gonna be a Migra 2 and BB load, Jebs high voltage, 690 constriction. So this is the Migra 2 and BB load, and still pretty impressive at 40 yards. Obviously not as many pellets on paper, you have less of them, bigger shot size, but still damn good out of this Jebs. So here's what it looks like. 39 pellets on paper there. Obviously with goose you got to worry about the lethal factor, and just having pellets on paper isn't going to do you a whole lot of good if it's not killing them. This is what we shoot mainly. I have been shooting those 1-3s and really liking them. I mean, it's folding birds, especially at some distance. Not a huge deal. I think if you went with the 1-3s or the 2s and BBs, you'd be perfectly fine. Maybe late season, they start getting a little fluffier and a little thicker hide on them. It's worth, you know, that extra layer of fat. I'd probably shoot the 2 and BB, but so far looking good. So up next, we're gonna run the 2s and 4s. All right, guys, this is the Migra 2 and 4 load, Jebs high voltage, 690 constriction, 40 yards. This is the Migra 2 and 4 load. Gotta say, there's 70 pellets on paper with this, and we had 63 on paper with the 1-3s. Now, the pattern is a little to the right on this piece of paper, so that could obviously be playing into this a little bit, but we've been holding in the same spot every time. So here's what it looks like. This is the last one for the Impala Plus and the Jebs. It's gonna be the Federal Speedshok BB. See what happens. This speedshok, after shooting these Migras, and I know they're stacked loads, and I know you got, you know, some different pellet mixes and whatnot, which is the whole point of a Migra load or any other stacked load. But man, these, after shooting these compared to these Migras, these Federals just, they ain't it, man. And we shot these all last year. I patted them, made sure they were at least hitting in the center, but this is what it looks like. 23 pellets on paper. All right, guys, so that includes the Impala Plus with the Jebs high voltage 690 test. Overall, pretty impressive with that Jebs. I mean, the counts weren't that much higher than the Carlson, but that 1 and 3 load is absolutely insane at 40 yards. So next up, we are going to switch to the Winchester SX4, and we're gonna run the same test. It'll be with the Carlson Cremator long range and then the Jebs high voltage. And we're gonna run all the same ammo through that gun and see what happens. So stay tuned for the next one.